Hello, it's Scott Manley here, and today I would like to take a look at Plague Inc. Plague Inc. It's a really nerdy game, but basically the concept is that you are a pathogen, you're a disease, and your job is to take over the world and then exterminate it. Generally, in some cases, it's a case of you want to turn the world into zombies, or in the case of simian flu, which is a tie-in to Rise of the Planet of the Apes, or was it Rise? I don't know, whatever. You are supposed to kill off humans and make chimpanzees smarter. But yeah, all I've got right now is the bacteria. I've played this a lot on mobile, but obviously all of my achievements in that domain have not carried over. I'm just going to try this on normal difficulty and we'll come up with a suitable name for a disease. Steve. Hey, Steve! Okay, Plague.Inc., you are a new bacteria. To win, you must evolve and spread across the world, wiping out all humans in the ultimate plague. And that is the proper use of the word ultimate, because it really would be the last plague if you killed off all humans. So select a start location. I think I'm going to start in China. It's urban. Let me just see. Yeah, I'm going to start in China. If you start in a warm place, then you become warm adapted. If you start in a cold place, you're cold adapted. So let's do that. Now, as time goes on, right, so you have infected the first human. See, one human down there. You are weak and unspecialized. It must evolve using DNA points to infect more people. So you get DNA points down here, and you got to use those to make yourself special. And I mean special forces special, obviously. Okay, so I'm waiting for my DNA to get high enough that I can spend money, or spend points here. Now, yeah, you get all this information here, nice little 3D model of the bacteria. We haven't evolved anything right now. Although, technically this isn't evolving, this is evolution by intelligent design, and that ought to cause a serious comment chain. But whatever. I'm going to evolve rodent-based infection. Basically means the rodents will carry it around. And this is useful because in China is an urban environment, so we should propagate very quickly using the rodents. So there we go. Now there are other things you can do. You can evolve symptoms such as, tummy infections or tummy aches, lungs, skin, blood, cysts, and some sort of like brain thing that makes you unable to sleep. And all these things, as you get closer to the middle, become more and more deadly. But right now we don't want to be deadly. We want to be easy to pass from one person to another, one host to another. Got to start thinking in those terms. The host. We also want to remain low profile. Oh, okay. So humid countries are getting significantly wetter. Well, we'll probably need to evolve water-based transmission, so let's do that. Water-based transmission is useful because, of course, that'll help you get on boats and travel across the oceans to other locations. So, look, this is a big mathematical model. It's kind of a toy version of what you would find in real computational epidemiological models, right? These kind of things are actually used by researchers. This is obviously a lot simpler, but it's pretty cool. You have, you can see people moving around between countries, right? You can see road travel, you can see planes, right? You can see boats, and you can see people getting infected in China. So all these things are taken into account. If you look in different countries, they have different features. Right, we've just infected Russia. Russia is a rural, humid, cold country, and different transmission vectors prefer different options. I'm going to take, we could take rural here, livestock. We'll infect people via livestock. Meanwhile, I'm going to evolve a cold adaptation for now, right? So we're going to evolve cold resistance, we can evolve warmth resistance or heat resistance later. As we travel around, we'll need these things to make ourselves... we have evolved the coughing system, or we mutated the coughing symptom. This is useful because coughing will make us spread faster. On the other hand, coughing will mean that people will notice us. And that's a bad thing, so I'm actually just going to go in and turn it off. So I can devolve, I can lose that feature, but it will make me stealthier. And that's fine, because we don't want the doctors to notice. We can actually take a look and we can see which parts of the world we've infected. China, Central Asia, Russia, Kazakhstan, and Afghanistan. And we have a lot of places still to infect all over the world. The world has not noticed us, and we would like to remain like that for as long as possible. Okay, let's do that. Man, transmission, should I get blood or should I do air? I want to get on planes, I'm going to evolve air propagation. And we've got that. Okay. So again, letting time run forward. This is obviously unrealistic because real diseases, as they evolve in one host and then those changes are carried forwards. Okay, so now we've infected the USA. We're going to face a new problem because the USA has good medicine. But I can evolve drug resistance, so I can evolve resistance to antibiotics, and bingo, I will propagate a little faster once again. Look at the propagation, the infection rates in China are going nuts. There is nobody uninfected in China at this time. Yeah, let's evolve some heat resistance as well. And yeah, genetic hardening so that when they do start researching me, I will be fine. Yeah, we don't need any of that. Yeah, let's just watch this happen. So now, I think I've got enough bits and pieces that I can just let myself spread through the world and keep my profile low. Once I have infected enough of the world, then I shall make myself known and kill everyone in one swift stroke. At least that strategy should hopefully work. Again, this is not realistic. A disease doesn't magically turn on genes on a worldwide basis. This is a much more random process, but that's fine. This is actually, if you think about it, it's much closer to something like The Thing, where everyone ends up in a group mind. Steve has mutated and invented rashes, but we need to unmutate because I don't want people to see the embarrassing rashes and be worried about that. So I'm using time acceleration here, just different speed rates that you can watch time progress at. There's a lot of waiting around for things to happen depending upon how you're playing it. If you don't hit these balloons quick enough, then you lose the potential DNA they offer. Oh, I'm going to slow things down here. Let's take a look at the world, you see? Oh, spreading all over the place now. And can we harden ourselves a little more? Yes, bacterial resilience. The bacteria developing a thick skin or a thick membrane that protects them from the environment and all sorts of other problems. Okay. Whoa, infecting all over the place. We've got New Zealand. New Zealand's one of the hard ones to get. The Philippines, Caribbean, and Greenland. Greenland is sometimes the only country left alive in some of my games. Now this game was I originally played it on iOS, on my iPhone. And it was one of those kind of phenomena. It was kind of cool to see a real legitimate geek game that has a bunch of interesting science on the back end of it. Being a #1 game for an age, it hung around in the App Store as a very popular download for a long time. The iOS version, you could actually, instead of unlocking the stuff through gameplay, you could just pay to unlock some of the features. It is a bit cheaper. Okay, so we need to unevolve insomnia. We don't want anyone to be kept up at night wondering, is there really a disease in me? Am I sick? Am I normal? Is it? Whoa! Yeah, look, we got Greenland. That's important. Let's see what countries we have left. Zimbabwe, Botswana, Africa, West Africa, Morocco is always one of the last ones. But look, it's all land infection now, so as long as nobody gets too freaked out and closes their borders, we should be fine. And then we just have to worry about infection rates. Canada's kind of infecting relatively slowly, but I think we're going to be okay here. Okay. 70. I'm just building up a huge amount of DNA, and as soon as the rest of the world falls, I'm going to spend it all on one giant orgy of necrotic flesh and things like that. That's really disgusting. That's not what I meant. It's just gonna, basically all the diseases are gonna be turned on all at once, and everyone will suddenly notice I'm there as they're dying. Oh, coughing symptom. Nope, nope, nope. No, you do not start coughing just yet. Devolve. We're gonna keep you behind. Now, some versions, some of the pathogens, like the virus version, it costs money to devolve features and you get a lot more mutations, so part of the strategy has to be accounting for this. There's another one, the Nanovirus, which is supposed to be like a little machine. It has a kill switch built in, which means that early on they immediately start researching the cure. That's what happens, by the way. Once humans realize that you are among them, they will start researching you. They will start working towards a cure, right? When this reaches, 100%, you're doomed, right? So you want to stop them researching as long as possible. Once they start researching, you can spend genetic points on things to reduce the research rate, which is fine, which should help. Oh, cysts once again. I say no, we should desist with the cysts. How's this? Should I do any of this? No, I don't think I need any of this. Canada's just really slow at getting infected. But I guess it's going to happen quickly enough. Yeah, see, even Greenland is getting infected now at a reasonable rate. Once we get a decent number of people, it will snowball, as they say. You see what I said? Canada, Greenland, snowball. Yes, it is very similar. The chances of someone getting infected is proportional to the number of infected individuals already in the country, right? The chance of an aircraft containing an infected individual depends on that as well. So I think we should have... There are no healthy countries now anymore, right? There's a bunch of countries that are 100% infected, but there's a bunch of countries which only have tiny numbers of infected people. Now, we don't want to turn on the killing genes just yet. We want to make sure that everyone is infected. Nobody's noticed. We just want to win this. We're not wanting to do it against the time limit. Certainly, there are, scores, there's charts, they will rate you. I'm playing it super safe here and trying to just take the DNA and keep myself super low profile until the time is right. Let's take a look. Worldwide, we have but a tiny sliver. Well, we've killed about 1,000 people here. That's quite a lot of people, surprisingly. Considering I haven't enabled any, serious genes. 120 DNA ready to splurge on all those fancy killing options. Yes, we've dreamt, we've looked at the catalogue, we've tried to imagine all the wonderful things we can kill. Now, there's a lot of comparisons between this and the board game Pandemic, I think it is. It's a 4-player board game where you work on the other side and you try to stop a disease from wiping out the world. It's a really cool board game if you're into board games, worth checking out. I think there was also a Flash game version of this, which was a lot simpler. It was a predecessor, so to speak. But the mobile versions are good for a cheap little thing to do in your spare time. Okay, how many? 0 healthy. Oh, we've infected the entire world. Okay, let's turn on the killing genes. So what should we kill them with? Let's kill them with dysentery. Evolve. So we're going to evolve vomiting. Yes. So you see how we can use some of these symptoms to increase the rate of infection, but it also makes you get noticed. But getting noticed isn't all it's cracked up to be. Let's evolve insomnia and anemia at the same time. Let's also evolve insanity. Okay. Pulmonary edema. Pulmonary fibrosis. Oh, and that's about as far as we go. Okay. Great. Well, we'll keep this around for later. Random blackouts can be fatal. I think we're pretty lethal now. So you see, we're rated on the bottom for infectivity, severity, and lethality. And actually, at this point, we've infected everyone. We can just devolve these features here that are helping us infect people. That gets us a little more DNA. This is a useful strategy. Then we can apply said DNA to new and shiny features, such as total organ failure. Okay, so now the health people will notice a new worrying disease spreading. A diagnostic team in Balkan states has identified a new disease which has been named Steve. It's quite severe, must be investigated further. Other countries are also reporting this disease. Look at the dead! First death in Algeria. Look, there's millions of people dead already. Colombia is shutting down the borders. There are no healthy people left in the world. Ha! Pneumonia. Oh, we've also picked up pneumonia for free. Angola. Oh yeah, Angola. They're gonna make the difference in the cure. Yeah. Look at those numbers. Look at the numbers fall. The cure research is happening, but I think it might be too much too late. Or too little too late, sorry. But, just to be sure, I can spend some money on genetic hardening to reduce the rate at which I get researched. There we go, world numbers just disappearing. Madagascar is now in anarchy. Look at this. Look at the world falling apart in front of our eyes as I destroy it. I'll get so much money to spend on features. Let's do that. What other embarrassing features can we add? We can cause coma. Great. We will cause that. Oh, nonsense. Okay. A funny one to evolve is sneezing and diarrhea, which causes the oops achievement. You know, obviously sneezing and diarrhea is a way to get yourself noticed very, very quickly in a crowd. Ah, yeah, 76 million. Look, we're down to a tiny number of people, and the rate of the research is just stopping. Is there a cure graph here? I don't know how to find the graphs on this one. Oh, there are graphs, so you can see the cure requirements. Let's graph screen. Population. Yep. No. Ah, there we go. So this is what's needed to develop the cure. This is the rate of research in the cure. Yeah, not gonna happen. We can take a look at the disease graph, and you can see over time how our disease has fared. Look at that. You see, so I just kept it infectious. When I infected everyone, I just made it super severe and as lethal as I could. And that meant that the population... Well, apparently the population started dying well before I made it super lethal. Perhaps I'm misreading something here. Well, whatever. Humankind is not going to be asking these questions much longer. There's but a handful of people left around the world, and they are unable to stop this disease from tearing the world, from ending humankind's reign upon it. It is truly the ultimate disease. Steve has destroyed the world despite the world's best efforts. The last few humans know they are watching the end of history. Infected is now below 100,000. 0! Victory! Steve has successfully eliminated all life on Earth. Not all life on Earth, because obviously it's eliminated just humans. We needed the farm animals and the birds and stuff to help us. You can watch your victory again at high speed, watching the seething mass of red that is China, and so on and so forth. Anyway, this is all very cool, but I want to show a few other things. Oh yeah, by doing this we've unlocked some new genes. We've also unlocked, I believe we've unlocked virus. Yeah, we've unlocked virus. But I want to also show you that you have the capability. They include tools to design your own scenarios. So there's a ton of these that have been built. If you look at the Steam Workshop, there's a ton of them, and I've noticed how many are in foreign languages like French. That seems pretty cool. One that really stands out for me, though, being a true nerd. Here we go. The Thing. The Thing is one of my favorite movies ever. It's by John Carpenter, and it's basically complete paranoia, alien creature, amazing, weird creature effects that just blow your mind. Okay, it's dated a little, but I love this. And this you start out, do we have any of these? Oh, they give us the 0 file. Let's do that. Give your plague a bonus in arid climates. That's great. No. Okay, let's just continue. The Thing. And we start out In Greenland, a team of Canadian scientists discovered the frozen remains of a crashed spacecraft in Greenland. Although they don't know it yet, the alien body found within is still very much alive. Actually, it's Norwegian scientists that discover it. Anyway, this has a whole different way of doing things. It has different transmission vectors, it has different symptoms, different abilities. But yeah, I'm not going to play through this now because I do need to get some sleep, otherwise I'll get sick. The game is Plague Inc. Evolved. It's also available as Plague Inc. in the app stores for your mobile devices. I'm Scott Manley. Fly safe.